There's a particular message coming through from your team of highest light and resonance. That I can feel someone's anxiety. I don't know if somebody's really lonely right now, if like you've been waiting for a while to meet someone or to make friends. It doesn't have to be just romantically. It can be having that friendship circle that you see everybody else having. Because when I tapped into the collective, I just got this feeling that spread across my chest, like from my heart chakra and then across my chest and then up into my throat. And it's almost like wanting to, one second, it feels like there are words that need to be said, and either it's not that you don't have the tools for them to come forward. I don't know, there's something here, I can feel it in the back of my throat as well, so my throat chakra is being activated right now, and there's a sense of sadness coming through. Now I don't know if this is your energy, and I heard it is. You definitely have some ancestors coming forward as well that kind of want to they want to soothe you. They want to tell you to remember how far you've come, how much you've been through and how you've been able to pull yourself through it. We do have companion, but it was in reverse. Betrayal by misusing confidences or loss of personal identity. So it's giving, there is a message coming through that I do feel like the opportunity to meet the right person, be that romantically or friendship wise, is you're on the precipice of this. But do not lower your standards. If this is a very specific reading, do not lower your standards if you are lonely just because you're lonely and you need, you know, human contact. Because I heard hasn't been hugged. It's like not being hugged in a year, and the effects of like physically not having a hug from someone, it really does affect our mental health. It really, really does. Apparently we have specific nerve endings on this part of our arm, or this part, I think it's this part of our arm here, that when touched, it does something to our nervous system to kind of like calm us down and make us feel safe, which is why sometimes people like will put their hand on your elbow there when they are greeting or when they're soothing. And it feels like someone here self-soothes a lot. And I don't know if you self-soothe through eating, through meditation, through alcohol, through whatever it is for you. And I'm not saying that you should be self-soothing through food or alcohol or anything like that, but that's just what came up. Be aware that there are going to be opportunities for people to come in and for your needs to be met in that way. But you also have, you have to be aware that there are going to be people that try to take advantage of you because they see that you are vulnerable or because they see that you are lonely. We have trickster coming out here with transcending convention, stuffiness and predictable behaviour. Okay, so that's quite interesting here. I feel like somebody wants to be very open and vulnerable, and they're just waiting for the right person, but they're also frightened of being open and vulnerable because the last time that they did that, they really got their heart hurt. And it reminds me of the video that, I don't know if you know Selena Spooky Boo. She's really, really big on social media and a lot of platforms. And she did this one video, I think it was like a year ago or 2 years ago, and it's always stayed with me because it's such a beautiful representation of how we trust others and how others can hurt us, where she takes a paper heart, and it's supposed to represent her heart, her hope, her love, and how we are when we first meet the first person, where we've got all that trust in the world, and how she offers it to another person. They take it and she says, please take care of my heart, and they crumple it and then they give it back to her, and she's like, oh. And then you see her offering it to another person, and she says the same thing, and they rip a hole in it and then give it back to her. And by the end, her heart is in tatters. It's broken into pieces. And then she meets her husband, and you know, the person that's now her husband. And he asks for her heart. He's like, can I have it? And she's like, are you sure you want this? Because it's so broken. And he gives her his heart. And it just stayed with me. It's really, really lovely. And I feel like there's something going on there for someone. Someone's being asked to be open, but be aware. Be open and be aware. You are not the sum of your wounds, and you are not the sum of things that happened to you in the past, especially if they were painful. And I'm not a therapist. I can only tell you the messages that are coming through. We have Poet here with expresses soul insights in symbolic language. There may be an encouragement here to find ways to express yourself, or you may actually meet somebody who just really vibes with you, not because they're trauma bonding, but because they have the same outlook on life. They may have found a really unique way in which to express their trauma that is creative and positive rather than just trauma bonding. Does that make sense? And that may be something that they encourage you to do the same thing. Because that transcending convention, stuffiness and predictable behaviour is colouring outside of the lines and not worrying what other people think of you doing so. Yeah, I think your ancestors are really coming, because I still can feel this anxiety in my chest. And I can feel it in my throat, like something needs to be said. Something needs to be said. What needs to be said, Spirit? Scribe. That's interesting, because this one was on the bottom. It says altering, up or down? Up, okay. Preserving knowledge and information. It feels like your ancestors, your guides, have information that they wish to pass down to you, and it's going to be given to you in the form of a person. That's what I feel like's coming through. Like you're being told not to give up on hope, not to feel like you're never going to meet your tribe, your soul tribe, your people, do you know what I mean? Because they are coming. They really, really are. There's a need here to note down also something to do with heart healing, heart and throat healing. Any downloads that you're getting, to record them, to speak them into existence, to write them down. There's a need for this. I feel like your guides may bring, or your ancestors may bring, messages through this as well. Automatic writing could be really good for those who have done it before. Maybe you haven't, okay? And automatic writing, for those that you don't know what that is, it's where you get yourself into a very comfortable trance-like vibe, like if you've been meditating. So you're very aligned, very chill. You take a piece of paper, or you take yourself a workbook, and you write down a question that you really would like an answer to, and you ask your guides to give you the answer, and you close your eyes and you just write. And it doesn't matter if it makes sense, if it makes grammatical sense, if, you know, and at first it may be just all absolute higgledy-piggledy and you can't understand it. But the more that you do that, the more you will start to see sentences, advice, information coming through. And the one piece of advice that I can give on this, if you haven't done it before, do not try to write a sentence. Do not try to think on, if it says what the next word will be. Just close your eyes and write whatever comes through. And I think that's really, really needed for someone here. I've been told to stop with these cards now. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Bronwen. This is Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, welcome in. It's really good to have you here. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, it's good to have you back. I am going to be ringing this bell just to cleanse the space around us, but it can get quite loud and not everyone likes the sound of like high-pitched things. If you do have any sound sensitivities, it's a good idea to turn down your listening device in 3, 2, and in 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to grab this one over here. It seems that the more that I talk, the more this, I don't know, someone's despair or sadness, it seems to be subsiding a little bit. So there's a need to like speak it out into existence. There's a need to move this energy. There's a need to move it. Okay. Because this betrayal here, by misusing confidences, I don't know. I don't know if somebody here really wants to speak on something, but they don't trust the people around them. You do have a divine feminine energy coming through here with gentleness, nurturing and mothering. You also have envy in reverse with resentful, competitive and discontent. So this is the energy maybe of someone coming in that is trustworthy, somebody who is not in competition with you, and somebody that, you know, would not betray your confidences, but then, you know, trust has to be earned. Just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that you should openly just be like, well, here's my deepest, darkest secrets. Please do not, like that Selena Spooky Boo with the paper, please do not mash them up and tell everyone. Sipping is coming out. Yeah, you've got rumours, gossip and nosy with broken nightmares and failures. So it seems like in the past somebody may have spoken on this, and it does feel like there may be a trickster in the mix. There are going to be people that come in that hold false light, that will seem like they are your soul tribe, but they're actually not. And you will be able to tell the difference when you lead with your intuition and not fear. Fear is what kind of like closes us down, makes us feel small, makes us feel like we aren't powerful. And intuition is a very quiet whisper of knowing. Okay, look, it's coming out again. So people are going to be talking about this divine feminine energy that comes in for you. Now, divine feminine does not have to be a woman. Okay, if I say he, she, if I use pronouns, I'm picking up on the energies that we all hold, both all divine, both masculine and feminine, irrespective of your gender. I'm going to put this down. Do you want me to put this down? No, not yet. Okay. Be aware though that there will be a feminine energy that comes in that is not to be trusted, and I feel like someone's spidey senses are going to tell them this. They may remind you of somebody that you didn't get on with, or they may remind you of someone who actually betrayed you or stabbed you in the back in the past. And just listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition, you guys. Yeah, I am getting this message, like from your guides or ancestors, that you don't give yourself enough credit when it comes to the gifts that you have, when it comes to how much you have worked on yourself, or how much you have motivated yourself to either change, to heal, to grow, to learn. I don't know if you had influences in your life growing up or at present that were constantly or are constantly dismissing the growth that you have made or the achievements that you have made. It's like coming home and your aunt is having a go at the fact that you've left your shoes wonky at the front door, but you've actually cleaned the entire house. You've done all of that, and they're only picking at they're looking for things to pick at rather than looking at the achievements and going, well done. I feel like somebody here has had that on their back for a very long time, and it's almost conditioned someone here into believing, well, you know, it's not that great that I was able to do this and this. It's not that great. It really is, and your guides really want you to see this. It really, really is. And the negative experience of the minority should not then influence the experiences of the majority. And what I mean by that is that this person that maybe from your past has treated you like crap or treated you in a very bad way should not then be the perspective that everyone coming forward is going to be the same. And therefore I'm really lonely, or I really want to connect, but I'm not going to open up, because if I do, the same thing's going to happen. There's a need to be brave here. There's a need for someone here to be brave, because your ancestors are really proud of you. Like, they're really, really flipping proud of you. You should be proud of yourself too. Okay, yeah, we've got toxic in reverse and we've got intimacy. So I feel like someone around you or someone coming into your life may be quite conservative in the way that they connect. And I feel like this is, it's like a double-edged sword, in that there is going to be someone that comes in that is just very modest and very kind of conservative and they don't bring drama. They're not someone who wants to argue or butt heads with you. And that's just their way of, you know, to build intimacy. It's more intellectual before it would be physical, if this is like a relationship, like romantic relationship. But there's also someone here that wants to come in more or less around the same time, that is going to use keeping you at an arm's length as a way of control. And this is why I keep pulling back to that energy of, you need to use your intuition to be able to read the difference between the two. Because if you've had a partner or a friend in the past that treated you like that, that used, you know, quality time, or not giving you quality time, not giving you time to hang out, not giving you intimacy as a way of punishment, that can be really, really difficult to navigate if that wound is still there. And it's not to say that, you know, you can't have relationships with other people while you're still healing. Of course you can. It's just be aware of this. Be aware that it's there, and be able to differentiate between, am I feeling emotionally triggered because this person is reminding me of a wound that I have within myself? Or am I emotionally triggered because this person is actually acting exactly like someone from my past and they treated me really badly? Does that make sense? Okay. So let's put these down. One there, one there. Tell me about poet. Yeah, and I feel like you're going to be able to tell the difference between the two people, simply because one is going to be very surface level. It's very much agreeing with everything you say, like that you say, laughing at all of your jokes. Pick me energy, real pick me energy. And then the other person is just going to be a breeze. They're going to be very easy to talk to. They're going to want to give you inspiration for creativity. There's a completely different vibration to them. Completely. Okay. Tell me about expressive soul insights in symbolic language. Exhausted, burned out, burned and empty. Okay. This person may actually encourage you to find modalities that really help you to channel the wounds that you may still have in a really creative and positive way, but in a vulnerable way. This may be something that they already do themselves and they wish to give you that inspiration to do it too. Okay, so it may be that they do slam poetry, or they do expressive dance, or it could be painting, illustrating, whatever it may be. And say you've never done that before and you'd really like to look into that and find your flow, find your creative flow. How can I do that? The difference between somebody who's coming in that is just wanting to, I don't know, it feels like they want to feed from your light, compared to somebody who genuinely is part of your soul tribe, is that the person that's part of your soul tribe is going to be really open with explaining the ins and outs, the details, or the mechanics of how they create what they create, and going, more the merrier. This is a healing modality. This is not just art. I want you to be able to do that as well. The other person won't. The other person is going to kind of like covet it and not really want to tell you, or they'll be like, I'll tell you later, and then they don't. Tell me about altering facts, please. Oh, it's not altering facts. I keep looking down here. Preserving knowledge and information. What do we need to know about this? Vacay, get away, relax and have fun. Okay. There is some sort of project coming towards you, and I feel like you are going to find soul family. You may also find a romantic partner for those who are looking. But I feel like you are on two different sides of the planet, or you are on two different sides of the states. You may be in one state, they may be on the other side. You could be on different continents. I do feel like there is quite a distance physically between the two of you, and so it's going to take effort, and you're going to have to show up for each other, especially in the friendship phase, to actually build that connection. Okay, but it is going to bring in a glow up, like new opportunities, new career and successful business. Yeah, there's something here about when you realize who the false person is, not to tell them your business ideas. And I think that to start off with, do not tell anyone your business ideas. If you have like a really good idea and you haven't trademarked it, or you haven't copyrighted it, or you haven't patented it, do not tell other people, because someone will steal that and do it before you do. So it's fine to be like, oh, I have this in skeleton phase and this is the rough idea, but I'm not really going to go into how I'm going to do that. Fine. Because this person's taking notes. Whoever this is that, you know, reminds you of someone that has toxic energy from your past, this person is taking notes. That's where they're coming in. They want to feed from your energy. Just know that you're very protected. Very, very, very protected. Okay. We have here nurturing, mentorship and wisdom with giving back. So this is the Queen of Cups for me in reverse. Yeah, there's someone here that is... they definitely like feed into, I don't know, like an illusion of being someone who is friendly and lovely and nurturing, but they're just switching it on. It's reminding me of K-pop Demon Hunters when they all, when Huntrix are going to do the signing and then the Sergeant Boys turn up and they end up having like this signing together, and right at the end you see Genu and he's looking at the drawing that that kid gave him saying you have a beautiful soul. I've watched it so many times, and you see each one of the other Sergeant Boys, how they're all smiling, and at the minute they get round the corner they drop their flowers straight into the bin and their face goes blank, and then the next one, blank, blank, blank. That's what I feel this trickster energy is. Someone who wears a mask very well, but underneath there's nothing. Okay. And we have here love affair in reverse. Dirty little secret, SEX fix, and down low. Okay. There's something here with talking about or expressing lack of love, lack of connection, lack of intimacy, lack of sex for someone here. I have a feeling like whoever this is that comes in and connects with you is very open about these things, maybe even about taboo things, and how that's affected them in a mature way. It's not just like, oh, I haven't had any and I'm feeling horny. Just how maybe this person, the way that this person creates intimacy is not just through, what's the word? Not just through words, it's through physical touch. It's an energy exchange. I do feel like they are going to, the way that they express themselves in art may not be the same as how they express themselves when talking. This person could be very, very shy, but then when they create their poems or their music or their art, it's very bold. It's very kind of, the focus is on exactly whatever that topic is, which is very refreshing for someone here. Okay, well, your ancestors want you to see this. I think they want you to see this because they know that you are deserving of all of the things that you feel like you are lacking, or all of the needs that you feel like haven't been met, and that it's not like you're not getting them because you're being punished. It's just timing. It's timing, and the time is now. The time is now, you guys. Like, you've got harmony coming out, and you've got established balance, peace, happiness, settled, secure, and wealthy. I feel like this connection, even if it's not romantic and it's just you make a really, really close working partner with somebody who just gets you and they become your bestie, you and them are going to create something that inspires others and makes a lot of money, because why not? Why flipping not, right? Okay, I'm going to leave this reading here because I could read about this forever and a day. Let's just see. Solid foundation, success with effort. Yes, 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 you've got this coming. You literally really do. Success is coming out. Look at that. But success came out on the side here because I feel like if you've tried working with other people before, and I'm getting for someone specifically, if you are an influencer and you have tried working with other influencers and they've just kind of flopped on you, or they've said that they're going to do all these things, and then when it comes to it, they don't. They leave you hanging. Like I, at one point, was going to do a podcast with someone, and I waited and waited and waited, and it never happened. They never had the time, or they forgot, and I'd ask about it, and it just didn't happen. I had all these ideas in my head, and I didn't get upset about it. It wasn't meant to be with that person. And I think you have to realize that things that failed in the past, it's not because you weren't good enough. It's because you weren't supposed to. Maybe you weren't supposed to actually succeed in that thing. You were supposed to learn something from that instead, right? Can I get 2 more, please? Thank you so much. Love affair in reverse. Okay, so we have here, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser in the end. Okay. And on the back here, we've got woman, dealing or relationship with a woman. I'm going to leave that there. I really hope that has given you the confirmation and clarity that you needed. I thought that was a really beautiful reading and message to come through from your ancestors and guides. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and on the notification bell so you can see exactly that. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, kisses. I love you guys. Stay awesome, stay safe. I will see you in the next one. Bye.